Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, your boy, and today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us. I thought that I would make a video reflecting on The Last of Us because a lot of people really enjoyed the series, and I didn't really go in depth at the end of the game, and I've had a few days to process everything, and I kind of want to talk about it, so that's what we're going to do. Now, if you stumbled onto this video and you think for even one damn second that there is not going to be a spoiler in here, you might as well go ahead and get out. When it comes to the ending of this game, I really did enjoy it. I think that in the moment, I expected more, like some sort of big revelation or big explosion. I don't know what I expected, but I expected something a little more. But after having a few days away from the game to really think about it and letting it kind of sink in a little bit, I do think the ending of this game was fantastic, and I think that less is more in this situation. One thing that I really liked about this game, though, was the progression of Joel and Ellie. You know, at the very beginning of the game, Joel was really cold-shouldered to Ellie. Ellie was just kind of there for the ride. And then as you move on, and I really feel like it climaxed at the part with David and his boys when Ellie got captured by David and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like that really, after the end of that, it really climaxed at that point. You know, the little changes in dialogue between the two, like saying her name, calling her baby girl, and, you know, and even stuff like body language when they're around each other. It was very easy to get immersed into this game. And, you know, at the end of the game, when we had that conversation and that was like the credit cut there at the very end, you could absolutely tell in Ellie's eyes that she knows that Joel is lying to her, but she kind of takes it and just goes with it. Because, I mean, at this point, like I said, they're kind of like puzzle pieces and they kind of fell in, and I think she's okay with being lied to be honest. Speaking of David, just a little bit ago, I think that David and his crew were a fantastic bunch of villains, because the game up to that point really didn't have that, you know, that bad character, that bop, 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 I hate that son of a bitch. They didn't have that character, and he was perfect. I felt like David and that whole crew, the cannibal crew, they were perfect. You know, the second I saw him in my Let's Play, I knew he was trouble. I was going to take his knees out early. I should have done it. I should have took them knees out, but we had to, you know, let it ride for a little bit. And I thought that they were a very necessary part to this game, because without David and that crew, I felt like the game was missing that really evil character, and they really nailed it. The ending of this game was a little weird, right, with the conversation, but let's take it back a little bit before that, when we were in the Firefly lab, and, you know, Joel wakes up and he's like, Ellie, you know, is going in for surgery or whatever. And the ending of this game was really sort of a variation of the Trolley Problem. The Trolley Problem, for anyone wondering, is a psychology scenario, and it's actually a pretty interesting one if you've never heard of it. So the scenario is you walk over and you see a train and it's barreling down the tracks. This thing's going at full speed, right? And you see a lever, and you walk up to the lever and you look to your right, and now there's 5 people laid out on the tracks. They can't move. They're stuck on the tracks, okay? And you look on your left, and there is 1 person on the tracks. Now, you walked up, the train is going to kill these 5 people. But if you pull the lever, you save these 5 people, but you kill this 1 person. So there's 2 options. You can just do nothing, and the trolley will kill those 5 people that it was going to kill, regardless of if you did anything. Or you can intervene, pull the lever, save those 5 people, and kill that 1 person. I feel like Last of Us was a very similar situation to that. I don't feel like it was the same, but I definitely feel like it was inspired by that. And of course, we don't have any say in this scenario, but this was absolutely something I feel like they were inspired by for the Joel situation. I mean, he could either let Ellie die and possibly save the world, you know, do nothing and let Ellie die, or intervene and save Ellie and say fuck you to the world. I personally love endings like this. I think that the Trolley Problem is already a super interesting thought experiment, and I think that the inspiration drawn from it in this game was absolutely perfect for the story that was presented. Now, was Joel selfish for doing this? Abso-fucking-lutely! But I mean, honestly, Joel's a broken man. I think that's pretty damn obvious. The man walked into a Firefly lab, opened fire on every single person in there, including 2 unarmed surgeons. Okay, well, that was sort of our decision. I feel like we could have just taken down the 1 dude, but regardless, we're broken. The world took everything from Joel, right? So, I mean, it's only right that Joel would want to take everything from the world. And do I disagree with what Joel did? Absolutely not. If you watch my Let's Play, you would know that I absolutely do not disagree. There was not one point where I went, ooh, maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe the part where he lied to Ellie, but the other part, no. I don't disagree with there was not even an inch of me that went, man, maybe he shouldn't have gunned down the Firefly lab. So I think the story was good. I think the gameplay was good. I think that maybe some of the parts might have been hard just to be hard. You know, there's really no other reason to just to throw in some hard parts in the game. I do think that the water stuff was really dumb. Anything that had to do with water in this game, I was just not about. Like the whole pallet thing, I thought that was stupid. There was like 700 time skips in this game, and not one time could they have like taught Ellie how to swim, just so I wouldn't have to go get this pallet or something. I thought that would have been really interesting to like just teach Ellie how to, you know, it's some off time, teach her how to swim or something. I don't know. That just, so I don't have to mess with the palette. But there's actual replay value in a single player game. Like I feel like I could go replay this right now and it would be a different experience and I could do 100 other things. And honestly, that's really rare in today's video games. You don't have a game, especially a single player game, where you're like, you beat it and you could just go replay it again and you'd be okay with that. I definitely think that The Last of Us is one of the better games I've ever played. I don't know if I'm ready to go on a limb and say it's the best game I've ever played, but time will tell with that. Who knows? You know, maybe it could grow even fonder to my heart. We will see about that. But I did have a blast on it, and I think it was absolutely fantastic. So I'm not sure how many of you guys actually care about this, but I know that there's a popular series, and I thought that I would just let this out because I've been thinking about things the last couple of days after finishing it, and I just wanted to make this video. So I hope that you guys did enjoy it. Remember, if you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you guys are not subscribed for more of that goody, and I'll see you next time. See